Good morning, everyone. Today is the Feast of St. Mark, and there's a special reading from Mark, but I want to continue along with St. John's Gospel, which we just began yesterday in chapter 6, and to follow it pretty concisely. So today's Gospel is not from today's Mass, but it's following along with John 6. When it was evening, the disciples of Jesus went down to the sea, embarked in a boat, and went across the sea to Capernaum. It had already grown dark, and Jesus had not yet come to them. The sea was stirred up because a strong wind was blowing. When they had rowed about 3 or 4 miles, they saw Jesus walking on the sea and coming near the boat. They began to be afraid, but he said to them, "It is I. Do not be afraid." They wanted to take him into the boat, but the boat immediately arrived at the shore to which they were heading. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. So yesterday, after they wanted to make Jesus king, after he did the miracle of the loaves and fish, he went up to prayer. The disciples then go back into their boats and they're going across the sea. This heavy wind comes along, and there's Jesus walking on the sea. He says, "Do not be afraid." They want to bring him into the boat, but the boat already arrived where it was going. I think in this Easter season that Jesus continues to speak that word, "be not afraid." We began this week on Sunday with his resurrection appearance. He's saying peace into a very fearful time. And we live in such times of fear. Much of the response to the coronavirus, much of the news that we listen to every day, it's, I think, a lot less about the coronavirus and more about fear. And as soon as Jesus tells them not to be afraid, they arrive where they're going. And maybe that's the lesson. That once we know the risen Lord, once we know that we have nothing to fear, then immediately we arrive where we're going. Today, let us thank God that we have a place to go. Let us be clear of the place that we are going, ultimately to him. And let us not be afraid. God be with you.